Also man merkt schon, wir sind glaube ich wirklich in einem Lot. Oh mein Gott, mein Hals. Im besser betuchten Stadtteil angekommen.
The Ascalon Club. The heart of British vampire society. Not quite as subtle as I expected.
Where shall I eat tonight?
Sherlock Holmes Geschäft. Mutter, wir sind Batman. Oh nein.
Good evening, sir. Please forgive me for disturbing you. I'm a doctor.
I never judge a man by his title, but by his attitude. And you are not disturbing me at all. I am Calhoun Russell, and I welcome you.
Well, I must admit it's good to receive a warm welcome for once. I'm Jonathan Reid.
Welcome, Dr. Reid. Welcome to my humble shop.
How is the situation in this part of town?
Life is good and peaceful. We're lucky to live in such an era of progress and wonders.
Are you not concerned about the epidemic?
What
I'm
epidemics?
sure the authorities would take the appropriate measure if the danger were that high.
Der ist sehr positiv eingestellt, der Gute. Keine Beziehungen. Seien Sie, das ist...
You cannot expect the newspapers to expose the truth while the war is still raging. I can assure you that the situation here is desperate.
Well, that's news then. But I can't believe that things are that bad. Are you sure you're not exaggerating a bit? For the thrill of it?
Ja. Mensch, solche Menschen kennen wir doch auch.
Is it not a little too late to be trading?
On the contrary, it is the perfect hour. Believe me, my friend, it is always at night that you meet the most fascinating characters.
Und kein Konkurrent hat offen.
So you prefer to work at night?
Oh, I also enjoy a sunny day like everybody else. But the night always has a certain je ne sais quoi of its own.
Okay.
But what about the epidemic? The bombs and raids? And all the random violence?
Please, sir, this is London, England. We will prevail. And if a bomb must fall on my shop, then I'll be there to hear it falling.
What can you tell me about this place?
I recently found the best steak and kidney pie in the city. I'd be glad to share the address if you want.
Ich habe spezielle
I must confess, I have quite specific tastes when it comes to nutrition.
Really? Well, I'm always happy to try new exotic meals. If you ever find an intriguing table, please share the address.
Hallo Krieger. Die Phasmo-Sounds sind ausgeschaltet, wenn ich solche Spiele spiele. Ich hoffe, dir geht es gut. Ich hoffe, du hattest ein schönes Wochenende bis jetzt gehabt, Krieger. Und willkommen zurück. Wieder da. Mussten wir nur einloggen. Tolle Wunder des Internets.
Finding a good restaurant? Is that really all that interests you?
Oh, I have many passions, but nothing brings me ecstasy like subtle and exquisite flavors from my teeth to my belly.
Aber morgen sind sie wieder da. Wenn wir morgen wieder online spielen. Versprochen. So, okay. Also er ist ein Fresssack, dem scheißegal ist, was draußen so passiert.
Do you have any family nearby?
Not since my parents died. I'm London's lone gourmet.
London's Lone Gourmet. What a strange title.
I used that name in my early years when I was a food critic, and I kept it.
Really? But you seem to be such a pleasant and sociable fellow.
I'm afraid the real hedonist has to be sometimes. I discovered ecstasy as a solitary pleasure, but it does not mean it can't ever be shared.
I may have a look at your goods, Mr. Russell.
Hat er irgendwas, was wir haben wollen? Bleiplatte. Oh, wir haben gar nicht mehr so viele Münzen. Ich glaube, wir müssen mal wieder ein bisschen...
Good evening, miss.
Oh my God, no. Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill me. Please, no. I'm too young to die. I still have so much to offer this world.
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reid. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury. My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young Ekons. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte.
Charlotte Ashbury. Oh. Mir geht's gut. Adoption.
What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
Yes.
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark alley at night?
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on your neck. Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reid?
Is there something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste. Even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish and filthy rich.
I suppose you're right. But society must reform and renew itself, or we are all done for.
What are you doing out here?
You mean, what do I do outside at night, since I am a woman? Let me ask you a question, sir. Would you ask the same question of a man?
Actually, yes. I ask the same question to everyone who dares to go outside at night, considering the risks.
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women. Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
Ja, wir tun das ja wirklich. Wir fragen ja auch die Männer, was ihr lacht, was die macht ausmachen, wenn wir ja gerade... Wir wissen zumindest, was draußen so abgeht.
Are you a suffragette, then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. Without a doubt.
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia. But women here can't vote unless they are property owners.
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte. I have shared your opinion for a long time. Even before I met Emmeline Pankhurst.
Really? Oh. Now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad there aren't more men like you in the vicinity.
How are the locals reacting to your claims?
People here can't wait for a wall to be built to isolate the West End from the rest of town. That's how progressive they are. If this happens, Emily and I will blow it up.
Explosives are very dangerous, young lady. And who is this Emily?
She is my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently, Emily started to believe in... well, she got interested in vampires. I'm afraid she might be in trouble.
Let me guess. You spoke to her about us, didn't you? Despite your mother's warning. I think I should try to find your friend.
Oh, that would be top-notch. I can tell you where she might have gone. You have my thanks, Dr. Reid. And please, don't tell my mother.
What exactly has your mother told you about me?
Your name and profession, obviously, and the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir. Mother says it was not your fault.
Does it not scare you to know what I am? What your mother is?
Why should it? My mother is the most compassionate woman. Must I be wary of her, Dr. Reid? Or you?
Nein. Charlotte weiß viel über Vampire und scheint es nicht zu fürchten. Nee, sie fürchtet uns nicht und ihre Mutter nicht. Ich glaube, alle anderen vielleicht schon noch. Nein.
Of course not. You have nothing to fear from me, or your mother.
Good to know. And don't worry, my mother told me everything I need to know about vampire tricks, their nature as well as features.
Your mother is not like any other vampire I've met.
I believe she thinks the same about you, Dr. Reid.
Tell me about your adoption.
What do you want to know?
Alles?
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
First, I was an orphan in the institution for girls she manages in the West End. When I was 10, she adopted me, and I have lived with her ever since.
Did you know she was a vampire when she picked you?
The correct word is Ekon, Doctor. And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16, though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my own house now. I have a life to live, you see. And one day, I'll have my death to face.
Do you know why Lady Ashbury chose you to become her daughter?
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles and says it's precisely because I dare to ask such questions.
Do you ever regret that she chose you?
Of course not. Though I often wonder if she adopted others before me. If so, where are they buried? How is it for them to pass through life with a never-aging mother?
Nee, wer war da nicht, ne? Nee, und die Frage so, ich glaube, wenn wir ihr was antun,
Goodbye, Charlotte.
wird die gute
Give my
Elisabeth
best
mit dem
regards to your
Geist
mother when you see her.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
Whether you need to buy something or not, I am happy to help.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
So.
Remember, don't let any strangers come into your...
Good evening, sir. May I have your attention, please?
Come on, Johnny. Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley. How are you? My God. So you survived the war too. So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men, I heard. In my case, it was true, for I witnessed the horror that lies underneath.
Auch mal, wir können ihm was gegen seine Migräne geben.
When did you escape the war and return to London?
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war. Not anymore. I'm involved in another kind of battle now.
Das ist eine neue
What is this new battle?
I saw terrible things during the war. Horrors I thought I'd forget. They're here too. They're everywhere. Vampires.
Who? Die verkloppten Vampire. So wirklich.
I know what you mean. I haven't had much time to think about the war either since my return.
Of course. With the epidemic, I bet you've been busy as well. Forgive me, Johnny. I didn't want to sound selfish.
How is your wife, Venus?
We've spent so much time away from each other. So many things have happened.
Oh, jemand Neues.
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus was relieved to see you return from France in one piece.
Have you forgot what people are like in this part of town, Johnny? Venus fears for our family reputation. Now her husband has become the village idiot.
Venus ist schwer besorgt ihre Familie.
But you're alive. You returned in one piece and you have a family. How many soldiers can say the same?
Believe me, it's not quite that simple. Unlike you, I'm not the man I used to be.
Ja, wir sind auch noch derselben wie vorher. Nichts hat sich bei uns geändert.
Do you need medical assistance, Clarence?
It's a little late for visiting hours, don't you think?
Ja, du hast einen...
What can I say? I haven't lost my old habits.
I hope we're talking about the same habits, old friend.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
Please, sir, whether you need to buy something or not, I'm happy to help.
Ah, ich glaube, hier sind wir schon wieder raus aus West End, ne? Oder?
I'm sure Kaloon Russell has no interest in such a conventional menu.
Wir aber auch nicht mehr unbedingt mehr. Das hier wird der Club sein, ne? Die ganze Trinkmenge über den ganzen Markt und bei Abladen trinkt. Trinken ist wichtig, mein Kind. Trinken ist wichtig. Oh, der guten Dame.
Good evening, miss. Can I help you? I'm a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reid.
I am Karina Billow. I don't need any doctor. The rats. Where are the rats?
Miss, you don't seem well at all. Are you afraid of rats? Has one bitten you?
No, it's me who bites them. Tasty, juicy, disgusting rats. I can't stop eating them. Help me, please. Help me to disobey the voice.
What happened to you?
The rats. The answer hides in their little crunchy bones. Their juicy, tiny brains.
Miss Billow, please, try to concentrate. Why do you worry about rats so much?
The voice in my head. He forces me to do so. Drink their blood, he said. Eat their flesh.
Naja, Junge, es ist gerade mal 15 Uhr. Das solltest du hinkriegen. Immer wieder kleine Schlückchen. Trinken ist tatsächlich sehr, sehr wichtig. Also wirklich.
Do you feel compelled to obey that voice, Miss Billow? Even if you're loath to submit to it?
Yes. Please, help.
Und gerade jetzt mit einer OP noch viel wichtiger.
Tell me about the voice in your head. Who is it? Can you describe it? Is it someone you know? Someone you met?
Keep your mouth shut, he said. Don't ever speak about me or I'll abandon you. Help me, please, Doctor.
Genau zusammenhanglos zu reden, wenn sie über ihr Geschehen spricht. Ja, stell dir vor, du musst dann auch an Ratten rumnagen. Wenn du nicht genug Wasser trinkst.
What is the local news hereabouts, Miss Billow?
Shadows. Shadows hunting shadows. Whispers in the dark. Pestilence. Suffering. Death.
Tell me about yourself, Miss Billow. What do you do for a living?
Oh, I'm hungry. Need to eat. Have you got something for me? Blood, perhaps? Can you give me blood, Dr. Reid?
Don't you remember who you are, miss? What you did for work?
I was strong, proud. I campaigned for good causes. But that was before. Before. It does not matter anymore. I'm so hungry.
Hat sie erwähnt, dass sie hungrig ist? Okay, ich hoffe, dass sie hungrig ist.
I must go now. Goodbye, Miss Billow.
Die gute Dame. Wir mussten jetzt. Oh, warte. Hier waren wir, glaube ich, noch nicht lang. Das sieht zu. Richtung. Jetzt kann man raus alles. Also ich bin natürlich hier unbedingt hin. Das war ja der Grund, warum ich überhaupt angefangen habe, jetzt zu streamen, weil ich weitermachen will. Aber oh, so viele neue Sachen erfahren. Wir haben unsere Mutter getroffen. Das ist ganz gut. Möchten Sie mehr wissen? Verteidigen Sie unser aller Freiheit. Treten Sie der königlichen Flotte bei. Möchten Sie mehr wissen? Fragen Sie beim nächsten Rekrutierungsbüro nach. Gefühlt habe ich den ganzen Tag ein Glas am Mund. Nee, tust du nicht. Weißt du ja noch nicht mal ich und ich trinke wirklich mal 2 Liter am Tag. Edge. So. Löschen. Wer ist denn das da jetzt schon wieder? Hallo, Mister. Wer bist du?
Good evening, old chap. Are you all right?
I won't lie.
Erholt sich.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
Go bed. Ah, okay, das ist der Eingang in den Escalon. Okay. Nice, den haben wir also gefunden, aber er hat doch gerade eben irgendwo geschrieben. Help me, help me. Aber das ganze Schöne ist, oh ja, wir sind nicht mehr. Hallo, Mister. No. Oh doch, das ist immer noch unser Teil. Doch nicht damit gerechnet, dass die Kleinstricher Temple Markthalle. Hallo. Ach, wenn Mutter das wüsste, was wir hier machen, ne? Sie denn schon einen ausgesaugt? Nein. Noch nicht. Ich habe noch keinen ausgesaugt. Immer noch nicht. Es lebt noch alles hier.
A
Speisekarte.
restaurant where the guests are blindfolded before being seated. Intriguing.
The Blind Gourmet Tagesparte. Speisen. Raten Sie mal. Geheimnisteller, exquisite Geschmäcker, Hauptgericht. Schmackhafte Überraschung, wundervolle Genüsse, veredeltes Kuriosum, Nachtische, süßes Geheimnis, heißkalte Überraschung und eine Gaunerrevolution. Vorwarnung. Allen unseren Gästen werden die Augen verbunden, bevor sie zu Tisch geführt werden. Sie sind eingeladen, zum Genuss ihrer Mahlzeiten all ihre Sinne zu benutzen, mit Ausnahme ihres Augenlichtes. Ich war gestern viel zu sehr mit der Familie von Arbeit beschäftigt. Aber Arbeit. Deswegen freue ich mich ja, dass die Ende an dann ist, dass ich entspannen kann. Oh, danke schön. Ja, gestern hast du auch keinen Stream verpasst, weil ich ja auch gestern nicht gestreamt habe. Mein Kopfbauer. Cool, das können wir ja mal unserem unserem Feinschmecker. Oh, ist jemand gestorben? Bin ich der so auf dem Laufenden? Nee, bis jetzt ist... Also, die einzige, die bis jetzt gestorben ist, ist ja hier unsere Dorothy. Guck mal, hier müssen wir auch unbedingt noch mal hin. Nach Whitechapel. Aber bis auf Dorothy. Nee, das kennen wir noch nicht mal. Der lebt noch. Unser guter Schon Hampton lebt noch. Und guck mal, wie du siehst, hier gesund. Das einzige Whitechapel ist halt bedenklich. Ja, da müssen wir mal so rumrennen, wieder, wo ich es gerade sehe. So. Sind wir denn jetzt schon wieder unterwegs?
Fresh water. As long as it's not holy water, I may find some use for it.
Okay.